or TikTok shenanigans and some other bullshit. So we'll see what is up. If anybody wants to come up and chat, or it's just a troll, it really doesn't matter to me. I am streaming right now on YouTube as well, but YouTube doesn't have the background like how TikTok does. So people who are watching on YouTube are not going to get the references of what we are discussing on the comment section over on TikTok. Typically, my TikTok live streams are like number one. They tend to perform a lot better, and then second place is YouTube, and then Rumble and Kick is last. So I still haven't built a following yet on TikTok. Excuse me, on Kick. So yeah, I am streaming on YouTube right now. I'm still waiting for Alfonso Jones to make that to make a response video about me, because I had released a video about the N-word, hard ER, and he never made a response video to that because he's trying to find me and trying to cancel me. And I'm like, all right, bitch, I'll go find a video because that's where I said it the clearest. So I'm still waiting for him to respond. Because you know these black and white liberals think that they can control Latinos. So I'm still waiting for my punishment. You know, I'm still waiting to be canceled. It's been already a week. I don't feel canceled yet. It's been 5 days. I don't feel canceled yet. If anything, my platforms are growing on all four of my major platforms where I'm at. So, you know, I'm still waiting to feel canceled. I'm still waiting to feel the pressure of society over my neck, breathing down it. So yeah, for YouTube's sake, we are just waiting right now for TikTok people to either hop in the box or, you know, comments to see if I can respond to something. For TikTok, I am streaming on YouTube at the same time, but the difference is I don't have the background like how we have it on TikTok, because YouTube doesn't like money. YouTube does not like money, so that's why I'm not going to spend my time setting up for OBS when the technology is already available on my cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Makes no sense to me. So YouTube doesn't like money, so I'm using the background on TikTok. And of course, I already explained the YouTube situation. So that means more hot Latinas. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. Personally, we need to import all the sexy Latinas and then deport the undocumented men. Just saying. Just saying. I will absolutely accept my bedroom, especially, to open arms for all undocumented females. Damn straight. But the men, no thank you. No gracias. Echate pa allá, por favor. But yeah, so come on, give me some comments, you guys. Give me something to work with. I'm just making up bullshit right now. What up, cuh? What's good? What's up? What is it? Funds Hunch? Fun Shunch? How do I say that? Funds Hunch? Funds Hun. Fun Shun channel. See, I don't even know. Fun Shun. Alright, Fun Shun. Where you from, my man? Florida, the United States. America, baby. Eagle sound. Ka. Even though that's not really the eagle sound, that's actually the hawk sound, but whatever. Like the eagle sound is more like a chirp. It's more like a beep, 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 you know, but more higher pitched, obviously. That's my my professional voice acting right there. I like a eagle bird. Good day, Lucci. How are you? How's it going, Ali Bird? ¿Cómo estás? How are you today? Ava Virag, how's it going? I'm guessing that you are from Virag. I want to say either Pakistan or India. More than likely India, because Virag sounds like more like an Indian surname than anything else. So we'll see what happens today. Right now I have about 12, 14 people watching at the same time through both platforms. So we'll see if we can get more.
Hola, mi gente.
You know Hindi? No, I don't know Hindi. Sorry, fun. How's it going, TZ?
Chilling, bro. I'm about to do do some adult stuff, but scrolling, seeing what's up. I came across your live. What's this all about? I asked this as a Latino myself.
It's about sociology and politics and statistics.
Oh, fancy chart you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. That second point.
Yeah,
So I see you got the heart to call them out, don't you?
of course I do.
Yeah, yeah. Keep doing what you're doing
All right,
because it
sweet.
needs to be done.
Bet. I will.
All right, mi gente. Later.
All right. See you. Hmm. Oh, he should have actually answered this one. I don't know if he's still here. If you're still here, you should probably answer, would you date a liberal or an illegal? How about you guys? For you guys on YouTube, what would you guys date? Would you guys date an illegal immigrant from your respective country, or would you guys what's it called? Or would you date a liberal, a progressive from your country? You know, what would you guys date? Because I know depending on whatever country, like for example, if you're from India, there's a good chance that you're getting Pakistani illegal immigrants. You're probably getting Chinese illegal immigrants. You know, maybe people from Tibet, you know, etc. Um, Malaysian immigrants, for example. Would you date those people, or would you date a progressive liberal from your specific country? You know, I'm wearing a blanky poncho. You know, this is what I'm going to wear when we all start battling in the streets. So so yeah, this is what I'm going to be wearing in the desert, fighting the Moroccans. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. I don't know. Is Latino white, or does the Aztec change your Spanish European roots? Is Latino white? Latino is not white. Latino is not a specific race. Latino is just a toponym and a regional term for people who come from that region. That's my dog in the background, by the way. But yeah, so people that are watching on YouTube, if you are watching on YouTube, will you guys date an illegal immigrant, or will you guys date a liberal in your respective country? Because here in the United States, if I'm dating a liberal, her hole is going to be gigantic, right? That shit's going to be destroyed, right? They're not exactly clean down there, okay? So that's what men have to deal with here in the United States. We have to deal with very promiscuous women with gigantic holes with white residue around the rim. So that's what men have to deal with over here. So this is why I choose an illegal immigrant, because at the very least, in the United States context, an illegal immigrant is more than likely going to be a Hispanic woman who is going to be Catholic, you know? Oh, you're from Australia. Okay, so I guess the illegal immigrant from Australia, or not from Australia, excuse me, an illegal immigrant to the Australians would be like New Zealanders, because I don't think that there's easy migration between the two countries. I think that there's still immigration restrictions. Chinese people, Japanese, Koreans, and of course Malaysians as a whole, or people, what was it, um, Pacific Islanders, you know. So that would be your illegal immigrants. Would you date your illegal immigrants, Ali, or would you date a liberal man in your country of Australia? Australia. Why is TikTok is being soft right now? TikTok is being very quiet. No, we have a multicultural country. That's not the question I asked. That isn't the question I asked, good lady, good miss. I asked, would you date an illegal immigrant? You say no, but you say no because it's a multicultural country. In the United States, we have a multicultural country, but we still have illegal immigrants. So is that an outright no? You wouldn't date an illegal immigrant? Like a person without papers? You know? I'm not saying you have to marry them, because I would not want to date a liberal in the United States. A progressive liberal, where carrying the rainbow flags and all that stuff. No, I don't want that. No, thank you. because liberal women like have something screwed up in their head. Yes, if I connected with them, of course. Okay, okay, cool. But which would you choose, the liberal or the illegal? That's the real question. You know, that's the real question. Everybody wants a Latina. They just pretend they don't. I guess in some ways, yeah. At least here for the Americans. The Americans here in the United States, they want a Latina. They don't want a multi-generational white person. They don't want a multi-generational black person. They want somebody who has a different culture than whatever is established in their home country, right? So that's typically what I've seen. I see white men dating Latinas. I see black men dating Latinas. Black men don't want to stay with their black woman inside the United States for obvious reasons. And then white men don't want to stay with white women because white women tend to be very soft. They're just way too submissive for the idealistic relationship that some white men inside the United States may prefer. So, I got to call a spade a spade. And then on the Latino front, I mean, ladies, come on. Who's going to be more romantic? A white American, a black American, or a Latino? You know? Who's going to give you roses? Who's going to serenade you with a mariachi at 2 o'clock in the morning, drunk as fuck, waiting for you to come out the window? It's going to be a Latino. Slushy! Sorry, that was my dog. So, Latinos are majority white. Yeah, but what kind of white are they? Are they Scandinavian white? Obviously not. Duh. Latino culture isn't superior. I mean, if it's not superior, then why do white Americans copy it so much? Especially when it comes to cowboy culture and rodeo culture. That's not white American. That's Hispanic. So. Copy everything. Dope says on YouTube, that's hilarious. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. We're always just gonna have fun over here on the live stream, so we'll see what's up. Still pretty early. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon here in the States. It's about maybe 9 a.m. in Cali. I think it's maybe 3 or 5 p.m. in the afternoon over in Britain and Spain. Why is it important to distinguish races when the desire is to integrate? Well, it depends on who you are referring to. Like, for example, progressives want us to view everything on the basis of race. Now, conservatives don't want to view everybody on a basis of race because obviously conservatives are more individualistic. And I think the individualistic perspective is the correct perspective. That is the perspective that we all should have, right? But the sad thing is that the intelligent people are the minority, because I think intelligent people view everybody as individuals. Only unintelligent people want to view society as collectives or individuals as a part of collectives. So, that's the unintelligent people, personally. But I like to play around with the unintelligent people. I want to play the unintelligent game, okay? I want to play the game of stereotypes, because that's what they believe in. They don't like stereotypes, but they still rely on stereotypes to judge people on the basis of whatever collective that they are allegedly associated with. So, Colombians are white, Nicaraguans are white. That makes no sense, but okay. I think it's funny how you're trying to push like a white American standards of race on a culture that has their own racial structure. Don't lower your standard to meet their level, my friend. I disagree. I think it's a lot more fun to play with their standard, because it's humorous. And then when they come up to try to defend their standard, I destroy it in front of everybody. So, sometimes you have to lay down the sword, right? Sometimes you need to put away the sword, understand what they mean, and use the pen. You know what I'm saying? Use the pen against them. Use logic against them. Use their own arguments against them. So that's the way how I view it. I don't view it as being Anything less than that, honestly. So, are you a bad guy? Only bad guys twist words like this. How am I twisting words? Do you even know? Do you even know the origin of your whiteness? OG Liberty. Do you know the origin of your whiteness? Do you even know why in the United States they adopted the concept of race and racial structures from a legal perspective? Do you know why you are called white? Do you know why people are called black? Do you know the origins of these concepts? And honestly, I don't think y'all do. I think white and black people, white and black Americans that are not Hispanic, I don't think you guys have any fucking clue why it's why we are called these things at all. Cause white people says Tinkerballs, yes, but do you know the actual specifics? It's not just because of white people, but do you know why? Why beyond white people? You know, okay, it was created by white people. Yes, I agree. But why? Why was it created by white people? And how was it created by white people? When was it created by white people? Those are the questions. Because you already identified who. All you need to identify is what, where, and why. You know? You already know who did it. White people created it. But for what purpose? What was the reason? Where did they create it? And why did they create it? And when did they create it? Who, what, where, when, and why. The questions that you should be asking when it comes to race and racial structures. But yeah, I'll bring up some people, I suppose. We'll see if anybody wants to chat about the background in general. I have one person up, and I'll bring up the second person. Just give it time because my phone is slow.
Yo.
How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Okay, so Majid, go ahead.
So I just think you shouldn't generalize statistics like with categories such as Latino and Latina because a lot of people that are categorized as Latino and white or different races, there's a lot of confusion between it. And also you shouldn't generalize all Latinos and like just people of like different races into one group. Like it's a really unintelligent take, like I personally think that the Central Americans and Mexicans should get the hell out of America, but the Latinos from other countries can stay. And like there's differences in race and like economics and culture, and just the fact that you're generalizing white, black, Latino, it just sounds like you're not really that smart, bro. And you're on here like trying to pretend to be like this intelligent. Oh, you don't know the origin of race, but bro, you're generalizing these people that have hundreds of cultures. So you really need to get your act together first if you want to be this Latino nationalist. If you want to be a Latino nationalist, be a nationalist for your country first, not for Latino them. Because these other Latinos are not claiming you, bro. They don't care about you. So, like, you need to read some books, dude. Because you don't know what your origin is. What are you, Aztec? Are you Aztec or Mayan?
What part of Africa are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Louisiana.
What part of Africa are you from? Where's the bloodline?
Bro.
Where is the bloodline of your African ancestors? Your slaves?
So I'm from Louisiana. Where are you from?
Well, you're a Black American, I assume, right?
So at the time of the
so you don't even know your African ancestry, but you want to lecture mine.
Emancipation Proclamation.
Okay, so here, this is how we are gonna do. You cannot lecture me and say that I don't know my people when you literally don't know what part of Africa that your bloodline is from. Don't lecture me, bro. That's a little self-hatred thing that you have to fix. You're not a Louisianian. All right, you're not a Louisiana Creole. The fact of the matter is, you are a fucking African, maybe an octoroon, a quadroon, right? Maybe a mulatto. But the fact of the matter is, you have your lineage from Africa, and you don't even know what part of Africa you are from. Don't lecture me about my history because I can tell you, my family's from Galicia, España. My family's from Navarra, España, or the country of the Vascos. That's where my bloodline is. I know my European bloodline. I can also date back to my indigenous bloodline in Puerto Rico and also in Peru. So don't lecture me about my history, you African, when you don't know yours. So you can't generalize about me and my people and then hold me accountable to my generalizations. What I stated before you even came up to begin with was what? If we are going to generalize and stereotypes, I'm going to take that idea and run with it because I don't even believe in these stereotypes. I am just subscribing to it because collectivists, people that are Democrats, people that are progressive, they want me to align with a specific collective, such as specifically racial structures inside the United States. Like, for example, can I say the N word as a light skinned person? Why can I not say it? But, anyways, go ahead, Clouds.
I think you could say the N word. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a word. You get offended by it, that's not on me.
Exactly, I agree.
But can you do me a favor? Can you move so I can see the entire chart before I say something?
Go ahead. Check it out.
Damn, a lot more than I originally thought.
You're right about tracing your ancestry. I think it's really good you brought that up. Where do you think the Native Americans are from?
It really depends. Most of them are from the Americas, obviously.
Okay, dude, as an actual person that is Native American, lived on a reservation, went to college on a reservation, still live on a reservation, and can use a lot more benefits than the host can, and more than the African American population can. I would gladly say this: we're from America through and through. It's just simply how it is.
No, I respect them, and I love that. I'm I hate about the history in the last 200 years, but 6,000 years ago, they came from
the Asia. Most financial, but you also got to think too. What happened. Again, think about it. Native Americans, we were slaves, the same as African Americans, and we didn't hold grudges and stuff about it. I mean, granted, we're still pissed off about it.
Did you hear my point?
What wait, Hansa, what exactly is your point? I mean, so you're going back to the whole idea that we are all Africans. So that means the white Europeans
all from East Africa.
Okay, so the white Europeans didn't go to Africa to colonize. They just went back home, correct?
No, all humans came from East Africa.
Okay, so again, so the Europeans, the genetic mutation that arrived in the Caucasus Mountains, those people that arrived in Africa from Europe, they didn't go to colonize. They went back home, correct?
Can you rephrase that? I'm not quite understanding.
Did the Europeans, the humans that exist in Europe with lighter skin tones, when they quote unquote invaded Africa, they didn't actually invade. They were just returning home to Africa.
It just depends. Here is the only
now it depends. So you want to say that American indigenous people are Asians, but the fact of the matter is we all came from Africa, right? So what is it?
I would love to explain it if you let me talk. It all depends on where you draw the line.
Okay, so where are you drawing the line?
You draw the line. I draw the line about 50,000 years ago.
Okay, so 50,000 years ago, then the white race never existed 50,000 years ago.
Exactly, yeah. So in that case, they weren't going back home.
You do realize that human.
So wait. So they aren't going back home, but we are all Homo sapiens. Do you recognize white people as Homo sapiens?
It's a.
Do you answer the question? Do you recognize white people as Homo sapiens sapiens? Yes or no?
Yes, we all are.
So the fact of the matter is that our genetic gene pool makes us Homo sapiens, and the origin of Homo sapiens is Africa. So therefore, the white, light-skinned Homo sapiens didn't go back to Africa to colonize. They went back to their ancestral homelands, correct?
Technically.
Okay, so what exactly really is the point of you mentioning that these people are from Asia?
Yeah, but you're talking about the guy from Louisiana, talking about his ancestry, being in Europe. I mean...
The logic of these people, they're not even consistent with their own nonsense.
The dude made a good point, then he went back and contradicted himself almost immediately.
Yep. Anyways, go ahead, David.
Hey, so first thing in the prompt, Latinos are taking over the USA. I don't know if they're taking it over, but they are going to be an integral part of the United States from here on in. I don't think people really define themselves as Latino until they get to the United States. 30, 40 years ago, somebody wasn't growing up in Venezuela saying, I'm part of the great Latino race. They said, I'm Venezuelan. Thank God I'm not from Suriname. Mm-hmm. The same thing in Mexico. And Mexico was proud to be a Mexican, not a Guatemalan.
I agree.
Those were the distinctions. People only became Hispanic or Latino as an English word that is not italicized in order to sell products to people on a nationwide basis to
Well,
try to get
that's
Mexicans
actually
to eat
incorrect.
the same
Latino,
things that Puerto Ricans eat.
that's actually incorrect. Latino came way before the creation by white Americans. It's not an English term.
Yes, but I said as a non-italicized English word.
But that
So
makes
it
no
used to
sense.
be
That makes no
if
sense
the-
because Latino.
right. So it
That
used to
that
be
makes
if
no
the
sense
word
because
was a
Latino
foreign
means the same
word.
thing in English as it does in Spanish.
Correct.
And
But
Latino
once-
was a word that was used before English.
Yes, I
So
understand
that makes
but
no sense.
now
You're
it is
contradicting
not-
yourself.
But it is now an English word.
It is not. What do you
Latino
mean?
is
It is
an
a
English
Latino word that was transliterated into English. Right?
Yes, and it is no longer when it is written.
So
it is no longer
with that same idea, then black is also just a creation of white people too. The black identity.
Well, many people would say that because many people
Okay.
would say that it was YT people who created the concept of race in the 15th century,
I agree.
specifically the Portuguese, or more specifically,
Correct.
once European people found themselves for a couple of generations in the Americas, they were trying to distinguish themselves from the other people around them. Is how the narrative goes.
Yep, that's why Italians and the Irish weren't considered white for a small time period.
That is, there is some myth to that, but I understand your point.
Well, they weren't considered white. They were mistreated by the multi-generational
Only in
Germans.
some states. So in Louisiana, for example, Italians were a separate racial category, and it was at a period of time where whiteness. So if they wrote Italian in the census record, it was assumed that the person was white. So there was a long period of time where only white people could migrate to the United States. So there was a carve out for the Portuguese because Portugal was a white country.
Mm-hmm.
And because of their unique colonial structures, if you were from Mozambique, you were really from Portugal. So you could have a significant admixture and show up to Ellis Island with the equivalent of a Portuguese passport. There really were no passports back then.
Of course.
And your whiteness was based on your nation, not on your hair texture or skin color.
Sure, most of it was on a basis of nation. No, I agree. I 100% agree on that.
Have you heard of the Melungeons of the Appalachian Mountains?
I don't care about them.
They are.
I don't care about them. But I agree. I agree on your instance that most people would refer to themselves as their nationality, not a skin color, not a creation of a race. And this whole identifying term called Latino, that was also a creation that came about in the 1700s, in the 1600s. Right around the same time frame that people started calling themselves black, and the black identity. The black identity, the black identity as an ethnicity didn't come about until the 1850s, until the 1860s.
You know, it was a Frenchman who coined the term.
Yeah, Amérique Latine. Yes, I'm very much aware of this. You're not going to educate me.
And it was basically a distinction between Protestant and Catholic.
Okay, can you shut up because you're not going to educate me on my own shit. Like I'm very much aware of this. Amérique Latine, that's the actual term. Amérique Latine. That's why it's called Latin America. It was created by the French specifically. And of course, he decided to leave. Yeah, of course, he decided to leave. You're not going to educate me on my own history. But he called me African American. No, I called you an African because you are an African. Your ancestry specifically is from Africa. Just like my ancestry is part from Africa, part from Europe, and also part from the American indigenous tribes inside the Americas, right? So you specifically are, in fact, genetically African. You're not genetically Chinese. You're not genetically fucking Japan. You are African. You are a black person. And you have this little thing. What is that? Isn't that a symbol of Islam? So you're a wannabe Muslim living inside the United States. Let me guess, you're also a Moor and an Egyptian god, am I correct? Are you one of those Hebrew Israelites? What are you? Are you a Moor? Are you a Hebrew Israelite? Are you an Egyptian god? Because you can't be all three. They all conflict with each other ideologically. So what are you? Why are you using the symbol of the Muslims? What is that? Mecca? That's Mecca, right? Why are you using that? If you're not a Moor, if you're not fucking Muslim. Get wrecked. That's so funny. That's hilarious. I'm an Arab? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I wouldn't deny that I have Berber history in my blood. Yeah, I mean, the conquest of Iberia was done specifically by the Umayyad Empire, or the Umayyad Caliphate. Yeah. They had controlled Iberia for about like 600, 800 years. Yeah. No shit. I might be Arab. There might be a good possibility of that. Just as I am fucking European and I'm also part black. Congratulations. Congratulations. Everything you accuse me of, you said is true about you. Stop the quote. Yes, because I know what I am. But you are an African who is denying your African roots. I know my history and I know your people's history, because you know why I know your people's history? Because it was my European people that brought your bloodline to the Americas. You didn't deny anything. Well, you're getting upset because I'm calling you an African. Why would you get upset with me calling you an African when you are in fact an African, genetically? I didn't bring you anywhere, but my ancestors did. It was my Spanish ancestors or my Portuguese ancestors that brought your bloodline, your first of you blacks, to the Americas. Learn your history. You are from Puerto Rico, and the people who conquered Puerto Rico are from where? They're from the Canary Islands. Where did they come from before that? Andalusia. Where did they come from before that? Fucking León, España. Galicia, España. Navarre, España. That's the European lineage for me specifically. They really don't want to be Nigerian or Ghanaian. I know, right? They don't want to be Nigerian. They don't want to be Ghanaians. They don't want to be Chads, bro. They don't want to be Chads. You know? They don't want to be from Chad. East, South, West, North. They don't want to be any of those things. They want to pretend as if they're fucking only black in America. Like, no, bro. You're an African. You have genetic traits that are distinguished as those specifically from Africa. Them colonizers are the ones who got us mixed. Yes, that's correct. The thing is that we have to, us Latinos have to re-educate white America and black America about their own racial structures, because we were the ones that created it. We are the ones that created whiteness and blackness. It wasn't the Scandinavians that created whiteness and blackness. It was not the, what is it called? It was not the Germans that created whiteness and blackness, but they claim it. They love it so much, you know. What is it? H-Man from World War II, he loves the idea of whiteness, but he never created it. It was never a creation by the Germans. It was never a creation by people that lived in Britain. It wasn't created by the Irish. It wasn't created by any of the Scandinavians. Not a single Eastern European, not from Poland, not from fucking Lithuania, not from fucking Russia. They didn't create this. The ones that created racial concepts as enforced by legal structures specifically, those were the Iberians. At least the ones that we practiced in the Americas. It was first created by the Iberians, by the Portuguese, by the Spanish. You're moving back to Jacksonville? Oh, okay, that's cool. That'll be dope. So let's see if we'll get a more or another one of these Hebrew Israelite weirdos. How's it going?
I don't know. You tell me.
Are you here to just be dumb?
Are you talking to me?
Obviously not. I was talking to somebody else.
Oh, sorry.
So Prince, are you gonna ask a question? You have a statement? What's going on?
Yes. Why do Latinos want to be white so bad?
Why do you think that we want to be white? Why can't we just be
Because
mestizo?
everything you say.
Why can't we just be mixed race,
You're
mestizo? Why can't we just be mulatto? Why can't we just be trigueño? Why can't we just be pardos? Why do we always have to? Why is it that you blacks inside the United States want us to choose between whiteness and blackness? Can't we just be indigenous? Are you able to answer, Mr. Black
Deal with
person?
this customer real quick. Hold on.
So while you're busy at work, which is surprising because you're black, I'm gonna move on to the next one. Devontae, how's it going?
Yeah, I want to talk about white Americans steal Hispanic culture.
Mm-hmm.
How so?
Rodeo culture.
Rodeos?
Yeah, rodeos, cowboys. There's a something that's called what is it? Cowboy caviar, which is nothing more than a pico de gallo.
But what's wrong with it? Is that an issue?
I never said it was an
Not
issue.
really stealing.
I just said if they steal the culture and they claim it as their own, and then they give it a new name as if it's something different.
So why are you making this claim if you don't see it as an issue?
I don't see it as an issue because I believe that people can be able to share their culture with each other. What my main issue is specifically is claiming it, giving it a different name, and then saying that you created it. That's my issue. The actual practice of it, I'm fine with. Like a black person eating Chinese food, that's completely fine. But a black person eating Chinese food and saying, oh yeah, we created this, yeah, that's bullshit.
Well, white people did create cowboys, so.
White people? So what is the difference between a white American and a white non-Hispanic American? Aren't they different inside the United States from a legal perspective? Why is it? Why is there a specific designation for Hispanics versus non-Hispanics on paperwork? If we are all the same.
My dick's in my ass.
Okay, so you're not intelligent. Okay, got it. So that is the intelligence of Black America right there. 3 people already from black representation right there. So we'll move on to the next one. How's it going? Are you Muslim? I'll wait until you load up. Are you Muslim?
What's up, brother? How you doing, Sheriff? No, yeah. I'm not a Muslim. Okay. I was actually a slave of Islam.
Okay, cool.
So that other little preppy guy that just said, first off, cowboys come from Andalusia, 100%.
Yep.
And the guys down in Texas and all the southern shit are culture vultures on that. Number 2, I'm a Kozak from Central Asia, and we had the original wild horses. And once they got into, my people are also like, culturally like sort of like cowboys, Mongols, Cossacks and stuff, but the cowboy heritage and culture was perfected in Andalusia, España, no doubt about it.
Sure.
Because people are ignorant and fucking retarded. And I want
try not to use that word, but yeah.
Sorry about that. Well, I mean, sometimes, but I just wanted to give you some credit and give you a compliment, man. You seem humble, you don't back off, and you take no prisoners. God bless you, brother.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
No problem.
How's it going, Big Joe?
What's happening, man?
Big Mike.
Big Mike. Yeah, I disagree with your Americans steal Hispanic culture.
Okay.
Stealing is when you take something that's not yours with the intention of keeping it, not giving it back.
Okay.
Sorry, dogs are tripping. But yeah, that's not stealing. I would call it an homage. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't call what is it, cowboy caviar as an homage. That's a deliberate taking of the word and not even translating the actual word into English. You're just calling it an entirely different thing.
What do Mexicans call it? Pico de gallo?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, pico de gallo. It's a pico of a specific of a hen or a what is it, a rooster. Oh, pico doesn't really have a specific name because pico can mean a pick of something. Pique, which is more spicy, right? So pico in of itself doesn't really mean anything.
Right. So, I mean, why would you expect English-speaking people to not just make something quirky and be like, I
do expect them to make something quirky because they're not smart enough to actually translate any of these things specifically, or at least do an attempt to try to translate it.
Well, I just asked you to translate, and you're like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, pico specifically itself doesn't mean anything. Yes, correct. But they didn't even try to use pico. They didn't even try to use pico in the word. So where the fuck do they get cowboy? Where do they get cowboy caviar? Like, why is it called caviar? It's not caviar at all. What is caviar? Caviar. Do you know what caviar is?
Yeah, it's fish eggs.
Okay, so it's not made at all with fish. Pico de gallo is not made at all with fish, and there's no fish eggs involved. It's not made with
chicken either. You just said it has something to do with the chicken.
Gallo is hen. Gallo is rooster.
Okay, so what does that have to do with the chicken?
Oh my god, you're so fucking dumb. You're so dumb.
I'm dumb. You just said it's not caviar, but then
yeah, it's not caviar. Cowboy caviar specifically. So how is it related to cowboys?
Hen shit?
How is it specifically related to cowboys?
Cowboys like that. They like to eat tacos. Tex-Mex.
This is just unintelligent. It's just unintelligent white nonsense. Unintelligent white nonsense. Chicken is Chinese. I like that. Chicken is Chinese. Where's fried chicken from? I think that's American, right? If I'm not mistaken. Pico doesn't have a strong meaning in Spanish. Because pico is not a Spanish word, if I recall correctly. It's actually an indigenous word. So yes. Pico in of itself is not a Spanish word. At least not from my understanding. Gallo is referencing the hens and the roosters, specifically the roosters. So a pico de gallo, the rooster is eating what? Whatever pico is. Pico de gallo. That's where the name comes from. Pretty much, right? Pico de gallo. It's something that the roosters would eat. Trying to get this correct. I see it's okay to be racist judging by your layout. What do you mean by okay to be racist? How are you defining racism specifically? Would you like to come up and explain how are you defining racism? Because apparently in the year 2026, racism doesn't actually mean anything. Apparently it's only about systemic racial structures and oppression of society. So, I mean, what is racism in the year 2026? White people keep changing the definition. They've changed it at least like 3 or 4 times within the last 50 years. First, it was about racial prejudice, like how you were saying. Then it was about one group of people believing that their race is superior to another. Then it turned into systemic racism. So what is the actual definition in the year 2026? This is through TikTok. Estoy haciendo un video en vivo en TikTok ahorita mismo. So this is on TikTok, and I'm also streaming on YouTube at the same time. The thing is, the one that is on YouTube, you guys can't see the background, sadly enough, because YouTube doesn't like money. And then on TikTok, I have all my guests, and I have all my my background on here too, so that people can see the background. So for those on YouTube, it says Latinos are taking over the United States. Foundational Black Americans are racist. White Americans steal Hispanic culture. Would you date a liberal or an illegal, which is my favorite question? Latina women are better than white and Black American women. And the last one says Black and whiteness are collapsing. So this is the topics that we have on TikTok. I would have it on YouTube, but YouTube doesn't like money, and I'm not going to set up OBS with a background and a green screen, even though I can just do that with my fucking cell phone, you know, without a green screen. So I'm not spending all that extra time to set up fucking OBS for YouTube. So yeah.
What up? What up?
How's it going?
Chilling. Hey man, why'd you call me the N-word last night?
Why are you crying about it?
Do I sound like I'm crying?
Yeah, you sound like you're very defensive because I called you the N-word yesterday.
I'm not defensive. I was just curious where that came from.
Okay, so I'm gonna call you it because I want to. How about that?
Oh, okay. Do you want me to answer the prompts or what?
I mean, I was expecting you to, but I guess you wanted to cry about the N-word.
Do I sound like I'm crying, or?
That was the first thing that you brought up, and apparently that was very important.
When you hear a question, that means I'm crying.
Well, I mean, it very goes to show that you care more about your own ego specifically. You care more about your own ego specifically than addressing the background. So are you here to address the background, or you still want to talk about? It's already been almost a minute of you talking about the N-word.
Right, and I said
Okay,
I can
so
answer the background.
then start on the background.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Hey, Rosie, you can call me, and now it wouldn't change anything. Anyways, Latinos are taking over the USA. Sure, do it faster. I don't really care about that. FBA are racist. I think they're mostly xenophobic. White American still Hispanic culture. I think you would have to define what Hispanic culture is. I think white people in general still culture. I think culture is also shared. Would you date a liberal or an illegal? I would date a liberal. I would date someone who, I don't know what an illegal is.
An illegal immigrant? You never heard that phrasing, even though you live in the United States? Are you not intelligent?
Yeah, so I don't use the term illegal.
So you use the word, okay, then undocumented.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So now what would you answer the question if it's undocumented?
Hell yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So I get it. You're a little piss boy that doesn't use illegal alien as your terminology. Okay, I get it.
Why are you so mad?
That's so what's the next one?
All right, Latino women are better than. Sorry, your big head's in the way.
That's right. I got a big head because I got a big brain.
Or a big cranium with no fucking brain in it.
Yeah, maybe that might be true.
Latino women are better than white or black American women. I mean, you can be Latino and you can be white. I don't think anyone's better just for being born.
Well, it says white and black American, and there's a specific designation according to United States law that specifies the separation of white and Hispanic whites. So clearly, if we're talking about Latinas, I'm talking about specifically a specific group that identifies as Latina. White people would not be identifying as Latina in this specific reference. Same thing with black. Not identifying with Latina.
Latina bitches are stink. Them bitches broken. They uneducated. All them bitches work at cleaning jobs. Get the fuck out of here.
God damn, look at that. The intelligence of black American woman right there. Emotional. She has no response.
Those bitches are stink. They are dogs. Y'all are fucking animals. Y'all are like white people, basically. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants a Latina. Trust me. All them bitches got cleaning jobs. They are cleaning and scrubbing my floors. They are uneducated.
Are you a single mother by the chance?
If you don't have 14 kids by the time they're 19.
Are you a single mother by any chance? Oh, I guess so. She left. She must be a single mother with no husband.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with what she says, but black.
Well, that's your black people. That's your racist black people. That you guys like to pretend that you're not racist, but there we go. We got some fucking nigga come over here talking shit, right?
I mean, you called me the N-word last night.
So what? I'm black.
Exactly. So, no, you're not.
Why am I not black?
Because you're not.
Why am I not black? Answer specifically why I'm not black.
You said that you are mestizo. That makes you not black.
No, I said I was pardo. Do you know what a pardo is?
Is pardo black?
It's a mixture of black, white, and also indigenous American. Yes, it is. Okay, no, you're done. You're done. You don't even know the fucking actual origin of it. That's so funny. Pardo means you have African ancestry. What does black mean? You have African ancestry. Oh my god, I gotta reset my stream. Verbatim. I gotta reset the stream because I said the N-word. I shouldn't have said it on TikTok, obviously. Oh well, these niggas get mad. They can always get mad. So let me open up the stream again. Hopefully I can stream. All right, no real flags, no real flags. I'm still good. All right, I'm still good. Awesome. It's so funny how black Americans know that they are fucking mixed race with like mulattoes and other groups of people, and yet they think that other people that are mixed race can't say a fucking word. They're going to fucking learn today, honestly. So yeah, we're just gonna restart the live stream. I want to see if we can get some more people into here. Hopefully, people will stop fucking reporting and allow people to fucking speak their mind. I mean, we only have 80 years on this planet. How about we not be fucking pussies? Okay, right? Por favor, por un ratito, hold your fucking tongue and stop being pussies. Don't be reporting the channel. Ay, Dios mío. Así es la cosa. I mean, the thing is that Black Americans are so desperate to try and control Latinos when it comes to the N-word. They are extremely desperate to try to control Latinos when it comes to the N-word. But the thing is, we aren't going to bow down to them. It's really that fucking simple. You're on our fucking land in the first place. We didn't bring you guys here specifically. It would be like my specific European ancestors or the British ancestors, right? And then they have the audacity to take the N-word, which is from fucking Latin, and also Negro or Negro, which is fucking Spanish, and then tell us we can't say it because it's offensive. That hurts my feelings. Go fuck yourself. You're not going to control my culture and say that my culture is offensive to you when you don't even know your African lineage. And what are you talking about? What are you talking about? First, understand your history before you lecture me and my sociological beliefs surrounding the N-word, right? Ay, Dios mío. They want a position of power. Them motherfuckers just hate the true facts. That's true. It's literally just a word. They are so sensitive. Not only is it just a word, Anastasia, but it's also a word that they did not create. It was a creation by people that had lighter skin tones. So black people are taking ownership of a word that their people never created in the first place because they didn't know how to read and write. They had no concept of specifically literacy, right? But they have the audacity to say, oh yeah, that's our culture. That's my culture. That's black culture. No, the fuck it isn't. It was never a part of your culture. You guys had no idea that you guys were even black until white people told you you were black. That's how bad you don't understand yourself. Okay? Oh my goodness. But I'm a digress from that point. I'm just gonna continue seeing what else people are gonna say on the stream. I've been streaming for approximately nearly an hour for YouTube. We're still going to continue the stream. Hopefully I'll get some more viewers on YouTube. I had quite a few earlier, but they are now dwindling down. I think there's only 1 or 2 of us on YouTube. We had 40 on TikTok, 40 to 50 people before I had to fucking reset the live stream. So, but yeah, so Anastasia, I hope you are following, and if you, oh, you are following, awesome. Thank you for following. Are you Latina, Anastasia? Are you Latina, Portuguese, French? By the name Anastasia, I'm going to assume that you are either you're Eastern European or Mediterranean. You're Eastern European or Mediterranean. Ah, damn, I'm good, bro. I'm so good. I guess Polish is technically Western, right? I guess that's technically wrong. But I guess I was on point with Russian. See, the thing about the name Anastasia, it kind of gives it away because in Hispanic culture, we don't use Anastasia as a name. At least not generally. I have never met a Latina or Hispanic person in Spain or in Portugal. I've never heard them have the name Anastasia. Or Anastasia, you know. I always hear that from people from like Lithuania, even people from Turkey, ironically enough, because they're more like Islamic. Poland, as you stated, Moldova, Georgia, of course, Russia, Chechen, Ukrainian, or Ukrainian. I can't even. Is it Ukrainian? I don't know if that's the correct way of saying it. But Ukrainian. What's the other one? Oh, Belarusian. But yeah. But nice to meet you, Anastasia. Nice to meet you. I'm a douchebag, just so you know. Nice to meet you. Do you live here in the Americas? Where's Northern? Hey, how's it going, Northern Mexican? Yona Sets. How's it going? Cherokee White Bear. Is she Greek? She may be Greek, but highly unlikely. She may have Greek ancestry. Chauco, Puerto Rico. That's cool, bro. Chauco. My family's from Camito. Camito Alto, the actual mountain, not just like not the city, but the mountain. Camito Alto. El barrio de Morcelo. El barrio de Morcelo en Camito Alto. La Montaña. That's where my Puerto Rican side of the family is from. Milton Friedman. He was an economist. One of the he wasn't really a main supporter of anarcho-capitalism, but he was a large economic theorizer of supply-side economics and Austrian economics. Yabucoa. Oh, okay, got you. Yabucoa. I haven't been to Puerto Rico in, I think, 3 years, 2 years, I think. I'll have to go sometime soon. I am going on a cruise due to what is that? I think my sister's boyfriend who's going to take me as a family group kind of thing. So that's pretty nice of him. I don't know where we're going though. They're just like, "Hey, you're going on a cruise." And I'm like, "Okay. All right." So, all right, you guys need to give me something. You guys need to comment in the comment section. Kevin Nelson, Node. Before he passed away in 2021. Oh, okay. Yeah, take care of the house. Take care of the property. Make a lot of food. Start growing a whole bunch of shit. Grow a bunch of food. Grow a bunch of food as much as you can. Collect as much water as you can. When it rains, collect all that water. You know that those little crappy ass gutter systems when you're on the mountainside? You know, it's kind of a gutter system, but not really. You know, there's a flow of water. Like there's a gutter, but the water flows around the gutter and it actually just flows through the dirt. You gotta grab all that water. Just grab a whole bunch of it when it starts raining. Grab a bunch, store it somewhere, and yeah, you know, just start building up your shit, man, because people are trying to steal your land. So build it up. Make your backyard into a forest of food, a food forest. Get yourself some orange trees, limon. Personally, okay, here's the kicker. If I was living in Puerto Rico and I had my land in Puerto Rico, I would be making a forest of limon, lime and lemon, whichever one, primarily limes. And the reason why I would do limes is because you're in an ocean. And more than likely, there's a fucking river nearby, right? There is going to be a river nearby, or you just take maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour drive to the beach. You're not really that far away from the beaches, you know? You're really not that far away. And then you go out there and you fish. You go out there and you fish. You go back home, skin the fish, break down the fish, cut out the fish. Ahí con tu limón, un poquito de cilantro, you know, sal, pimienta, boom, ceviche. End of story. You have everything right there. You have all of your resources right there to survive in Puerto Rico. The only thing that you just need to do is, with all the water that you have acquired, that you have stored, you just learn how to filter it. You learn how to filter it, and then whatever's extra, you just give it to the people. That's what I would do if I was living in Puerto Rico. I can't necessarily do that as much. Well, I mean, I can do it here in Florida, which I do it here in Florida. I just don't have the filter. That's the only thing I'm missing is just a water filter because I have plants outside and shit like that. And instead of me taking an hour, it's going to be like 2 hours to go fishing unless I go to a nearby pond, which is like 20 minutes away. That's right. Gonna eat some, what is it? Catfish ceviche. That's as Florida as it fucking gets. Catfish ceviche. Natrona says, am I transgender? Yes. Specifically, I'm transracial. I'm a whole ass black man. I'm a chocolate boy. I'm not a transgender. I'm a trans race person. In fact, actually, wait, no. I am a black Japanese schoolgirl. Okay? I am a black Japanese schoolgirl. Okay? So how dare you assume about my transracial genderism? Okay? That's right. I am a black Japanese schoolgirl. Don't you assume my age, okay? Don't you ever assume my age, you disgusting human being, for assuming such things. I am a schoolgirl, you pervert. But yeah, sorry, that was a comment from YouTube. Okay, the sick, racist, anti-Asian, anti-schoolgirl people disgust me. Okay, I am that schoolgirl. I am that she. Oh, I am he, him, she, her. And then when I fell on my bike the other day with my blood on the pavement, I became they. Because there was multiple of me everywhere. Anyways, I'm done with that. At this point, I'm just talking shit because nobody wants to come up. 2 neighbors actually work together and help the people. That's good. I actually do appreciate that. You actually reminded me. I need to go outside and water the plants pretty soon. But yeah, I am a Japanese schoolgirl. A black Japanese schoolgirl. Okay? My name is Tarunatsu Nigawang. Okay? Tarunatsu Nigawang. Alright? Nigawang's my first name. Tarunatsu's my last. You like that? Tarunatsu? I know it's my favorite one. Tarunatsu Nigawang. That's who I am. That's my name. Nigga Wong is crazy. That's too good. That's too good. All right, since the stream is pretty much over, it's already been an hour on YouTube. I only want to do like an hour of these. I want to drop it. Go ahead and follow me, you guys. I do appreciate